What's up, guys? So in this video, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to add motion to your website so you can start wowing your clients and ultimately charging more for what you're doing. Now, whether you're building a site for yourself or you're building a site for clients' brands, this one technique is going to allow you to create premium sites that used to cost a hell of a lot of money. Now, just a week ago, ChatGPT launched Image 2. And the results have been staggering. You can create high fidelity 4K images like ultimately look and feel like it's been shot by an absolute professional. So the game has already changed. Things have already moved on. And if you can learn these processes right now, you're going to be far ahead of everyone else. So without further ado, my friend, let's get into it. All right, so let's go out onto Pinterest and let's start looking for some different options. Okay, so once you find like a nice collection of images and you like what you're ultimately seeing, you can then take your image references and basically copy it, pop it into Claude or any other platform you want. Can you please take this image and analyze it so we can turn it into a style guide, style reference that we can use across other image generation LLMs, please? I'll get Claude to analyze the image, create a bunch of prompts for me, and then what I can do is move into Higgsfield, where we'll be creating our images. When we're inside of Higgsfield, I go to GPT Image 2, and you can see here are all of the images that we've been creating. So one thing I like about working inside of Higgsfield is if I find an image that I ultimately like. So for example, like this was one image that we found on Pinterest. My prompt was to change the colors and explore a different pose. So once I had this, I was then able to expand it into a gallery view. And then I was able to upscale those into different images itself. And that's how you create like a really awesome photo shoot for the brands that you're working with. Okay, so for example, here I had a reference image. I got it to expand it and create multiple angles for that I could then use across my website. So for example, this image is a specific image that I generated using ChatGPT Image 2. And you can see the original prompt that we used here. All right, create a unique original web hero art, wide cinematic landscape, lone figure overlooking glowing cloud, like data network, soft foreground flowers, etc., etc. And so all I did was I got a style that I liked. I got ChatGPT or Claude to create a distinct fingerprint. And that allowed us to, not just steal and replicate other people's work. So this image is the style reference I like for this brand. So I'm going to go open in multi-shot. Okay, and I'm just going to hit generate. Now this is going to create multiple shots of this actual scene, which we can then animate. We can then use in different formats across our website. And we're going to have a very uniform look and feel before we actually get into web design. Don't worry about what the website's going to look like just yet. I'm going to give you a bunch of prompts that you can just copy and paste, drop into whatever LLM you're using, and then you can focus on generating and creating really nice visuals and images for the site so you can create something that's on brand for you or your clients. So I'm just going to select the ones that I like. I think these are all pretty cool. And I'm just going to upscale those now. All right, so these are all completed now. I just go over to image, hit refresh, and here are our different images from our photo shoot. All right, so now what we need is a strong hero image and video. So I'm just going to go ahead and click animate this. This is now going to open up the video panel. I'm going to go to Seedance 2.0, upload media, image generations. This is going to give me all of the stuff that we just created. Okay, so I'm going to select that hero image and I'm just going to say animate. Because there's not much movement, we'll just go for 6 seconds here. That should be enough time. Let's hit animate. Typically what I like to do is also give the images that I have to my AI and get my AI to write me a nice animation prompt. But for this, it's going to be quite simple. Let's see what it comes back with. All right, so you can see our video is now done. And that looks kind of cool. All right, so, for a hero background image, we don't want anything too crazy. So now that we've got our video, we need a website to pop it into. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go to playground.bravebrand.com. And you'll see here that I've got a template created for this brand already, but now we're just adding the videos. So you can go down and you can select whatever design style or design system you want, and then drop in your own imagery and videos to make it your own. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and select this one. I'm going to go to Google AI Studio. I'm just going to paste the prompt, and you can see the entire prompt that comes from the site over there. And I'm going to hit build. All right, now the reason I'm using Google AI Studio for this is design iteration, okay? We want to get our designs up and running as quickly as possible and play with it in an ecosystem that is ultimately very easy to use. You could use Claude Design for this. You could use Claude Code, whatever you want. And that's why we've designed the prompts to be completely platform agnostic, okay? But typically what I like to do is when I'm in that creative phase of mood boarding, et cetera, and I want to get these sites up and running as quickly as possible, I'll just take a prompt from this site, I'll drop it into Google AI Studio, and then I can start to iterate and design relatively fast. And then once I'm ready to take that site into production, I'll move it into something like Claude Code, where I can start making design iterations. All right, so let's wait for this to create, and then we'll start adding in our video content. So you can see that our hero section is now created using the same image. Now this is baked into the prompt that we created, but I'm just going to show you now what happens when we drop our video in. Okay, so I'm going to go over here, I'm going to open it, I'm going to copy video address, Google AI Studio. Please, can you swap the hero section image for this video, please? All right, guys, and just like that, we've got a beautiful video playing on our website. Now, what we need to do is build the rest of this out. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and finish off the rest of this page by adding in the various sections underneath this. Okay, because we've got the hero section locked and loaded now, AI will be able to effectively build the rest of the page pretty quickly. And so what I like to do for this usually is build out what my copy is going to be for the site, because we need to have a site that is built for conversion and is ultimately profitable at the end of the day. We can't just have something that looks beautiful but doesn't actually work. So what I do typically with all of my clients and all of our website builds is we'll use the Copy Coach app. And so I can just choose whatever page I want to build here. So I want homepage. Okay, so you can either fast track this by uploading your brand playbook, which is a bunch of research that you get from inside of our Skool community. For this case, I'm just going to go for quick start, and I'm going to fill out this information. Okay, so you can see I've filled out all of the information on my brand's context. All right, so we're going to go ahead and hit generate copy. All right, so you can see here Copy Coach is now done. And the way that it breaks out the homepage copy is in various sections like this. All right, so quick edits now, and then let's rock and roll. All right, so I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go back to Google AI Studio. Please go ahead and update according to the actual copy. All right, so you can see my copy is there. Let's go ahead and send it. All right, so you can see it's updated the copy, and that's cool. So we've got all of our copy in here, et cetera, et cetera. And now what we want to do is just make it feel a little bit more cinematic and awesome. One thing I do like about using Google AI Studio right now is that it allows us to quickly go in and make changes. And just as easy as that, we've got a motion-based site, and we've actually brought it to life with real content and real context. So you can see we've added some other videos throughout the site just to bring it to life. And we can go in and tweak this as much as we want and get that live. So now that that is ultimately complete, we've got our videos in, we've got our different sections, we've got our actual copy. This is a production-ready landing page that is ready to go out into the world. Obviously, we need to do things like hosting, et cetera, et cetera. If you want to learn how to do that, I've got a bunch of other videos that go into this on my channel, all right? And so this is just a small taste of what's possible when you start to bring video and immersive content into what you're doing. Tools like GPT Image 2 and Seedance 2.0 have already changed the game. So if you want to start building beautiful sites like this, I highly recommend you check out our prompt playground. We've got a bunch of landing page hero sections here for you just to copy and paste, and then you'll have like a base that you can start to iterate on. You can go in, you can add your own videos, your own images, you can change the copy using Copy Coach, and ultimately you could have as many landing pages and sites as you want. What we also have are a bunch of immersive quiz funnels that you can start doing for lead generation. So if you want to bring leads into your business, now that design and funnel building has completely been democratized, you can go in and start creating immersive funnels for your clients. We also have a bunch of carousel templates that you can use. These are specifically good for dropping directly into things like Claude Design or Google AI Studio, and you can start creating beautiful social media content. So go ahead, have a play, copy the prompts, drop them into your AI, and start having some fun. This is ultimately one of the best times to be a creative in today's day and age. What I honestly believe is that the creatives that do the work will outcompete everyone else. So have a play, my friend, and I'll see you on the next one.